Japanese turn 15. We have 81 IPCs. So with that, we are going to build 2 carriers, 1 destroyer, 2 transports, 1 tactical, 1 fighter, 3 infantry, and 2 artillery. We're going to have a number of combats this round. We're going to be invading South Africa, Union of South Africa. We're going to be attacking a fleet, American fleet in Sea Zone 42. And we'll be doing an adventure towards Moscow. So let's start with our combat moves. So Kiangsu, we have a tank and a mech, Japanese. We're going to blitz through Novosibirsk, keeping away from Mongolia, because we like our Mongolian friends. And we are attacking Samara, which is right adjacent to Moscow. Also, Szechuan, we have 2 tanks, and we're going to attack Sikang. And we'll include a fighter from Szechuan. We'll include a tactical from Shensi. And Hopei, we have 2 mechs. They're going to move through Shensi and attack Singhai, which contains a Russian tank, and we're going to send in 2 fighters from Shensi in support. So that's my combat moves there. For I've got to get some markers for the fuel. Just give me a second. Almost forgot. And we'll have to put this on the board, on the combat board. So we've got a aircraft in Java. So of course that's just flying from the island. Also recognizing that a French fighter has landed on the American carrier for some crazy reason. So I'm assuming he's flying up in defense. And a Anzac sub has also joined in, so they're going to also participate in the defense. From Celebes, we have a fighter, so that's going to have 2 left over. And all the aircraft in Philippines, they're from an airfield. 1, 2. So they're going to be using 3, so they'll have 2 left over. Okay, so what I should do is mark down what they're going to have left over, not how much they've expended. So that's what those dice are going to mean. So Celebes, it will be 2 because they're going 2 squares. Philippines, it's 2 because they're going 3 squares and they're on an airfield. And also I'm sending my bomber, 1, 2, 3. So it's expending 3, but it's also on an airfield. So it has 4 left over. And there's going to be amphibious assault from Sea Zone 72, which is moved to Sea Zone 71. So all those units are going in there. So which ones do we want to start with? I think I'll start with the combat in South Africa. So let's put that on the battle board. Just give me 1 second here. So we got 4 British units. We got a fighter. We have an infantry. We have a tank. We have 2 infantry, 1 fighter, 1 tank, 2 infantry. I'm doing an amphibious assault with 2 units. So I'm pairing those 2 battleships are going to be bombarding. I've got a fighter which is pairing with a tactical. And I have 2 battleships. So hopefully you can see all that. And of course I have a carrier sitting there not doing anything. It can't support anything in the combat. So I think I've shown everything that needs to be shown on this board. Okay, so for the attackers, we have 1 infantry. We have 2 battleships which attack at 4. We have a tank and a fighter, and we have another tactical. So it's a total of 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so that's a total of 6. Okay, so we're going to roll that first. So you can see I've got a total of 5 hits. So that destroys everything on the square. But they do get the fire back, which is the most important thing. So we've got 2 infantry, which fires at 2, which is green. 1 tank, which fires at blue. And 1 fighter, which fires at 4. So rolling for that. And they have a total of 3 hits. So that means I lose, because I can't, of course, take any losses off my battleships. I lose both planes and I lose my infantry, but I do get I do invade and get the city. So that's it for that combat. Good shooting for the Brits. I'll just put that on, then we'll go to our next combat. So the next one is in Sea Zone 42. Sea Zone 42, we have a submarine, we have a carrier, we have a battleship, we have 3 destroyers, we have a French fighter, and we have an American fighter. So I'm putting on my fighters with the range remaining. These tactical are in the Philippines. They have 2 remaining. And these fighters are from the Philippines. They have 2 remaining as well. Okay, so I hope you can see all that. I've got everything on the board. I forgot I'm moving in a sub, which is off Malaya, Sea Zone 37, so he'll be attacking as well. Okay, so I think I've got everything on here. So the submarine attacks at a 2. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters. They all attack at a 3. Six fighters. And I've got a bomber and 2 tacticals, which are paired with the fighters. So that's 3 more. So that should be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 total units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to roll. We'll see what happens. And I rolled absolutely miserable. 3 hits. So with 3 hits, I'm assuming you're going to take 1 off your battleship. Your carrier, you have nowhere to land, so I don't think you wouldn't be taking anything off your carrier. So I'm going to assume you're taking it off your submarine. And now you're going to fire back. So you have a carrier, 3 destroyers, you have a submarine, you have a battleship, and you have 2 fighters. That's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've counted 8. Firing back. Oops. Oh my goodness. I have to show you this because you wouldn't, unless you saw it, you wouldn't believe it, but they were all misses. So we're both rolling terribly. I just re-rolled one which was way off the board, but everything else, it was totally miss. So we're going to re-roll. So we have 1 loss on the, so far, and 1 damage on a battleship. So we're going to re-roll again. So again, it's a submarine. 6 blues and 3 reds. Let's double check the count there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yes, so in a row. Okay, another combat. Okay, so this time I got a few more hits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Okay, and you have a remainder of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's pretty well killed your force. Of course, you take this one off. That'd be 1 on your carrier, but then 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, so that would leave your French fighter. But of course you get your revenge. Actually, you couldn't do your fighter because your fighter would commit hara-kiri. It's kind of a weird. So that was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 hits. I have a damaged carrier. Yeah, this is kind of weird. So I'm going to leave it at that. So you get to fire back. So you have 3 destroyers, 1 carrier, 1 battleship, and 2 aircraft. It's 4 battleship and 2 aircraft. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, because all I sank last turn was your submarine. And again, I can't believe this, but only 1 hit. So I would take off the submarine. Submarine Japanese loss. And that leaves you 1 French fighter against my forces. Oh, and I believe it's a damaged battleship because it was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, the battleship was damaged before. So it's 1 fighter, 1 French fighter. So I'm firing back. I'm just going to roll my fighters. So I've got 6. So I shoot down your fighter fires back, and you hit me. So I lose a fighter, and your fleet is destroyed. Double check on my adjudication, but I believe you can't lose a carrier if your planes have nowhere to land, and I occupy all the areas around there, so I believe I'm valid in that point, but you can double check. Okay, I'm going to put my fighters back. Okay, so now we're going to do the land combats. Let's do the one in Sikang. So we got a Russian artillery and infantry. Two Japanese tanks come in. A fighter and a tactical. Okay, so the Japanese attack a blue. We got two tanks and a fighter. Plus we got a tactical, so that's a total of 4. I have 2 hits, that's all I needed. The Russians fire back. I fire 2. And you can see that's a miss. So far, amazing rolls for the Japanese. To Sang, I've got 1 Russian tank versus 2 fighters, 2 mech. The mech attack on 1. So 2 mech, 2 fighters. That's it, 2 mech and 2 fighters. I scored 2 hits, all I needed was 1. They fire back on blue, and they miss. A wild attack on Samara. We are coming to rescue you, my German comrades. So we are doing this because we remember the Battle of Stalingrad and how hopeless the Germans felt. They were surrounded and no one came to their rescue. So we're coming to your rescue, my comrades in Berlin. So we have 1 mech, 1 tank versus 2 Russian infantry. We don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to do our best. So 1 mech attacks at a 1, tank attacks on a 3, and we score nothing. I think we're running out of gas, and we're being counterattacked. The Russians score 1 hit. So now do we want to attack again? We do, just for morale purposes. So the blue, we score 1 hit, and the Russians fire back, and they miss. So we're going to attack again. On the blue, we score 1 hit, and the Russians miss. So we did liberate that territory, and we are next to Moscow. We are looking at the spires in Moscow. Okay. So I think that's it for the combat. So I'm going to do aircraft landings. Well, I have no planes on this carrier in South Africa. Off South Africa, we did liberate it, but we have no planes. I'm just going to put these okay, so we have 2 movement left here from the Celebes, so we're going to send 2 fighters to land on Celebes. The one with 3 movement is going to land in the Philippines. The 2 movement okay, so we either land in the Celebes or we stay on Java. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 in Java, so all have the same fuel. 2 in the Celebes. And we have my tactical bomber, which is going to land in French Indochina. Okay. So our non-combat movement, much to my chagrin, I have to move out of India. I'm going to send up some tanks from French Indochina to Szechuan. I've got 3 tanks coming up. Oh, these planes have to land back, so they're going to land in Szechuan. These fighters in Singhai that were supporting my mech have to go back 1. So they'll be in Shenxi. I'm going to move my infantry and artillery into Xingyuan, King Su, or I'm going to move up my infantry and artillery into Anhui. So I'm going to put on my reinforcements. So my 2 carriers are going to go in C-Zone 6. My tactical and fighter are going to go in Tokyo. My transport and destroyer are all going to go in C-Zone 6. Transports. My 2 artillery are going to go in Tokyo. My other 3 infantry are going to go in French Indochina. I think I've landed everything here. Looking at this American sub, and there's nothing I can do. Okay, I will do my IPC count in my next video. Thank you.